Arul Perum Jyoti, Arul Perum Jyoti, Tani Perum Karunai, Arum Perum Jyoti. Bharat, Sanskrit word, its origin is Bharat. Bha is a root of light and Rat is one embraced. The land embraced with the land and the people, embraced with that light that we are all one. Arul Perum Jyoti, Arul Perum Jyoti, Tani Perum Karunai, Arum Perum Jyoti. On this auspicious occasion of 200th anniversary of Thiru R Prakash Vallalar, I extend my warmest greetings and best wishes to everyone. It's a day when we feel blessed. I got to know after, I must say that coming to Tamil Nadu has been a divine blessing for me, because so far I have been wandering only in the remote areas of either Jammu and Kashmir or Northeast, or maybe the Maoist infested area of central India, and dealing with people who have been challenging the territorial integrity of this Bharat Mata by violence. Coming to this place has been an altogether new experience, exposed to the elements of Tamil history, Tamil literature, Tamil inscriptions, Tamil folklores and folk tales. It has been a hugely rewarding experience for me. An immensely rich language, and to my understanding, other than Sanskrit, no other language can stand anywhere close to it. Rich in expression, rich in bhava, and intensely deep in philosophy. And in the course of it, in course of my introducing myself to this rich heritage, I got to know about this great divine soul, Thiru Vallalar. Thiru Vallalar, of course, he was a supreme divine soul. Who he was and what he did, it has hugely shaped the idea and identity of our country, Bharat. We know, though some people don't know, but we know by and large that this country, Bharat, is unique. This country, Bharat, is not a mere political state. This country, Bharat, does not fit entirely into the European definition of a political state, like a territory, population, a government, and government being sovereign. No. It is much more than that. This Bharat, which is a Rashtra, and what is a Rashtra can be understood if we come close to Bharat. When our country became independent and our constitution makers were struggling to give us a document, at that point of time, Baba Saheb Ambedkar, he knew that over centuries of European British education, our people have been intellectually removed from ourselves, from our root. And we started looking at ourselves and our country the way the British looked at it. They called us India. They called our country India, and they called us Indian. Before the British came, nobody of this place, this country, called it India. Look into the literature right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Kutch to Kamrup. Bharat is known. People know Bharat. Because Bharat lives in the day-to-day life. Unconsciously, subconsciously. This society, this Bharat, as a Rashtra, as a Kudumbam, it was one. Now this cannot be understood with the perspective of India. And that is why Baba Saheb, while drafting the constitution, the very first article he mentioned, he realized there was a need to introduce our people to Bharat. India needed an introduction. And so the first article says, India, that is Bharat. But what is Bharat? This Bharat has to be understood because unfortunately we have not done enough, or we have hardly done anything to bring it in our textbook to our students to know what is Bharat. This Bharat, which was not built by any king or any ruler, but built by its rishis and siddhas, they built it over a philosophy, over a darshan. Philosophy, of course, is not the appropriate word for it because a basis of philosophy is logic, whereas darshan is far more than that. But for lack of word, I use the word philosophy. Darshan, which was elaborated, which was revealed by our rishis several thousand years ago. And it was first documented in the Vedas, which had fundamental truth. There is one creator, one supreme God, Parameshwara, which even great Tiruvalluvar tells in the first Kural. That the Parameshwara, the Adi Bhagavan, created this world. And having created, is present in every element of creation. Now, being present in every element of creation is a manifestation of the same divine. And so the entire creation becomes a family, a kudumbam. From that very concept, that very philosophy, we got Yadu Mure Yavarum Kelir, Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. When it says Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu, the divine in me, like me, the whole, not only humans, Sarva Bhutesu, all beings, be it plant, be it animals, be it humans, we are all manifestation of the same divine. Now this unique and all-inclusive universal darshan philosophy, when it was revealed by our rishis and siddhas, this philosophy has spread over the piece of land. When it has spread, it has started shaping our behavior, our conduct, our day-to-day affairs, how we conduct our affairs to ourselves, to our family, to our society. And that is why, in any of the sampradaya of Bharat that originated from here, it reflects that oneness. It has its own way of expression, its own way of conducting rituals, but at the root of it is the same non-violence, the same oneness of all. And the land over which this light is spread, this prakash is spread, that land became Bharat. Bharat, Sanskrit word, its origin, that's what I believe, its origin is Bharat. Bha is a root of light, and Rat is one embraced. The land embraced with the land and the people, embraced with that light, that we are all one. And geographic expanse of it is mentioned in our ancient scriptures that says, Uttaram yat samudrasya himadrishya eva dakshinam varsham tad bharatam nama santati yatra bharati yatra santati. Land from the ocean to the Himalayas is the land which is Bharat, where the light has spread, the light of oneness. And its children are Bharati. We may be speaking various languages. It's an immense diversity. I don't think there is any country in the world that can claim to have as many diversities as Bharat has. Be in terms of language, in terms of costumes, in terms of customs, in terms of cuisine, in terms of regional variation, geography. With all these variations, this is one family. What Mahakavi Bharati said, when it came to language, he said, Bharat Mata, Sepu Modi Padane Tudiyan, Anil Chintanai Ondri Udiyan. We speak multiple languages, but our heartbeat is one. This Bharat has to be understood by our people today, that this is not a conglomeration of various linguistic groups. We are all organically connected. We are all a family. It is not a conglomeration of diverse geographies. It is a family with immense diversity. A family is like a tree, a huge tree with millions of leaves, hundreds and thousands of branches. No two branches is alike, no two leaves are alike, and yet they are all integrally, organically connected. This notion of being oneness has come from this light. And so who built this Bharat? This Bharat was built by Siddhar and rishis like Thiru R. We have, even in Raj Bhavan, I have seen in all places, we have a number of statues. Statues of leaders who contributed politically in getting us independence. But political description of a state is incomplete. It is not enough. It is not sufficient. It is only a part of it. It is not the soul of it. After all, what was that? When in 1905, when the British partitioned Bengal on the ground of religion, Muslim Bengal and Hindu Bengal, at that point of time there was no coordinated national freedom movement. Mahatma Gandhi was nowhere on the scene. And yet when 1905, when the British did in Bengal, the entire Bharat revolted. Here Bhau Chidambaram Pillai took to the streets. People resented. They were seething when Jallianwala Bagh happened. People like Thiru Kamaraj, he took to the street. A young person, who had his career ahead, but he renounced that career. What was that? It happened in Bengal. Why should people of this land get agitated? Why should people of, let's say, now it was a Madras estate at that point of time. Why should Maharashtra people, why should Gujarat people, why should Punjab people get agitated? They did look at themselves like, we are from Tamil Nadu or we are from Karnataka or Maharashtra. It was a family. It was not acceptable. Communal partition, division of a state, even though it was not separated from Bharat, yet the people did not accept the very idea of it. We are all living people. We need to keep ourselves clean on a day-to-day basis. We cannot live, impurities in us is not a part of us. Chennai is a beautiful city, but in Chennai we also have gutters. We also have swamps. Now gutters and swamps cannot define the beauty of Chennai. It is a home of intellectuals, it is a home of artists, it is a home of philosophers, it is a home of spiritual leaders. So impurities cannot define. Impurities have to be corrected, have to be eradicated, have to be cleansed. So those who define Sanatana in terms of this division and social discrimination, I do not know what to tell about them. Fortunately, I being a Sanatani, I cannot even say that they are not us, because there is no other in Sanatani. Even if a person who abuses me, I have to accept him or her, because that is what Sanatan is. Now, at a time when this country, Bharat, is moving forward, the world expectation is rising. Expectations from Bharat is rising. People have realized the world over that the existing world order, based on military and money power, is not sustainable. Environment is in crisis. People are at war. The solution is the light that Bharat gives. And this was the light that when Rishi Aurobindo on 15th of August 1947, when our country became independent, Rishi Aurobindo jotted down some prophetic dreams. He said, now the moment has come. He says that in the entire universe, Earth is the only planet where life is in an evolutionary state. Consciousness is in an evolutionary state. Jada, Chetana, Jiva, Manushya. On this planet, evolutionary planet, Bharat is the only country. This light came several thousand years ago that we are all one. We are all one family. Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. We are all one family. Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. For the first time, for the first time, all the leaders of the world, who otherwise they are politically at war with each other, they don't see eye to eye, they all agreed to a common consensus declaration. All the 83 paras, they all agreed. This is the beauty, because Sanatana is all inclusive, because we framed it in a language, we framed it with a bhava, with a philosophy that had no room for exclusion. There has no room for you or I, it is us. We are on one family, the world is a family. And now that the world is moving, when Bharat is moving forward, and moving forward in the domain of material progress, in the domain of science and technology, in domain of economy. Today we are the 5th largest economy in the world. And of course the fastest growing, the largest economy. And we are poised to be among the top 3 in coming a few years. Why we know in the domain of science and technology we are among the top 3? We have to have this spiritual resurgence that defines Bharat. That spiritual resurgence, minus that, if we do not have it, we will be a poor imitation of the West. That will not save the world. That is not Bharat is. Bharat has to grow holistically. Bharat has to grow in domain of science and technology. Bharat has to grow in domain of economy. But Bharat also has to grow domain, it's a spiritual domain. The spiritual domain that is defined essentially by the Sanatana Dharma, that we are all one family. And today, we have fortunately a national leader who looks at the country as one family. There is no discrimination between states depending on their political disposition. Because political differences apart, every Bharatiya is a member of a family.